The only thing that is exactly the same is the usage of the term street rat. They still say street rat a lot in this one. Just a lot of people calling Aladdin a street rat. And every time he gets called a street rat,
he addresses it.
He's like,
street rat, damn it.
I'm no street rat. They just think of me as some street rat. And then someone walks by, they're like, you're a fucking street rat. Fuck you, Aladdin.
Brunch. Hit it, boys.
Hey, I listened to the Carly Rae Jepsen album.
What'd you think?
I don't know. I haven't heard the album, but I did listen to that one song that you like the most. Want You in My Room.
Yeah,
very good song.
Very good,
awesome song. Great song. Gets in and gets out. That's what I like the most about it.
You know who produced that song?
Who?
Jack Antonoff.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for him. It's very modern Lionel Richie All Night Long. But that's cool.
It's a good thing.
That's fine.
Anytime you get that comparison, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah. The percussion was kind of the hallmark of it, so I guess it's not too surprising that Jack Antonoff produced it. But it was more like shakers and stuff and cool percussion and not just like...
It's like everything that I want in a Carly Rae Jepsen song. It has stupid-ass lyrics.
Hell yeah.
It's got like some sort of 80s vibe, and it's just very, very fun.
Yeah, I got some other reviews on that album that people have said, like, hey, if you listen to this album, it's good. It's not... There's... One review that I got was, it doesn't have a cut to the feeling.
Yeah, that's... I mean,
Cut to
did
the
Emotion?
Is like one of the best songs ever.
I don't think Emotion did either.
Emotion...
That wasn't off of...
Cut to the Feeling, I think, was... was it...
The previous one, I think. Or was it a single?
I think it was separate, but I don't know if it was... Emotion B-sides or if it just came out
I think it was
after all
post Emotion.
It was definitely post Emotion, but I don't know if it was on the second half that she put out.
So if I have to like compare it to Emotion, which is unfair because Emotion's fucking unbelievable, but it's a worse album, but I think it may have higher peaks. Like there are bangers on this. I think it's called Dedicated.
Yes, it is.
There are bangers. Like there are 3 or 4 songs that I have not stopped listening to, and I just have ignored the rest of the album. And I'm sure once I get on to the rest of the album, I'll be obsessed with those songs too. But I'm having fun with it.
The cool thing about Carly Rae Jepsen, and now this is going to be an old Emotion take that maybe we had at the time when she came out with Emotion. Was it just called Emotion B-sides?
Yeah,
or like Emotion B, whatever. That. All of her songs generally have a bass line, and it's because they're all stupid.
Yep.
That like you could make an album, you could record 30 songs and be like, okay, here are the 10 best, or like the 15 best, here's the album. And you're like, great. And then she can put out the other 15, and you're like, quality-wise, I see absolutely no difference.
Right. You know, Carly Rae Jepsen is like the John Wick of music.
Right, where as long as you get it.
Right. Yeah. As long as you get it, and also she's very self-aware. She knows exactly what she does well. She sticks to it and consistently delivers, and it's always a fun time.
Yeah, man, I'm going to start listening to the album, because that one song is very good. And again, I'm holding way too much against her for Party for One, just being a little too stupid. And I want her to be stupid. Like,
but you
those
also
songs got to be some silly ass...
What was the one from Emotion that was like Boys something?
Oh, Boy Problems?
Boy Problems. That song so rules. Fucking stupid.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Like, that was her over-the-edge stupid song on Emotion.
Who's got him?
Yeah. Like,
anyone here ever have a problem with a boy? Hey, here's one. Like, you guys seeing this? Sometimes you got a little trouble.
It's the topic that like
department.
It's the topic that like 95% of pop songs are rooted in.
Yeah,
and she's just like explicitly addressing it and being
boils it down to like sometimes as a heterosexual girl, I'll just like there will be a boy in my life.
Not even because
it's
like
not the best.
80% of her listeners are gay men, so it's just like
that's very true.
It could be pandering.
Yeah. Speaking of which, was the guy from... Oh, you didn't see Booksmart.
I did not.
Okay.
You convinced me not to see it because you're a fucking asshole.
Hey,
but also,
yeah.
we'll get to it. I'm not that mad because I ended up seeing Aladdin. We'll review Aladdin today. I loved Aladdin.
Yes, great. This was a great brunch move. Really, also an Aladdin move. Do you trust me?
Yes.
We were getting ready to do this episode today. You were going to see Booksmart, and I was like, "Have you seen Aladdin yet?" And you were like, "No." Why do you think I should see Aladdin instead?
Right. My first thought was that you wanted me to see Aladdin because it was an absolute piece of shit, because we love talking about pieces of shit.
Right.
And also, we'll get to this
that'd be
later,
a
but it
classic,
looked like a piece of shit.
Oh, God, yeah. That would be like a classic messing with you move. It'd be like if I saw Booksmart
See, I would have
Aladdin,
been fucking
but
pissed.
one of them was great. And I was like, hey, yo, make sure you see this other one. You saw Aladdin instead. And I'll tell you, before we get into Aladdin and everything, there is just more meat on the Aladdin bone than there is on Booksmart. Booksmart was really good. I don't know if it was Olivia Wilde's debut directing.
Yeah, I think so.
But, I mean, she did a great job. It was a really good movie. But Aladdin is so much more a brunch movie than Booksmart. Basically, you had the option to see a movie that was like drunk, puking, hooking up, or you could see, whoa, they're like, it's all big and they're singing and dancing and everything.
Right.
We're going to take the singing and dancing one 10 times out of 10.
Is this year's Mamma Mia?
Did you see my tweet after I saw
No,
after
I
I got
didn't.
out of the theater? I tweeted, Aladdin was the most enjoyable, fun movie I've seen since Mamma Mia 2. Run, don't walk. And a bunch of people, probably who didn't see the movie, responded, and they were like, "Oh, come on, man. It's trash." There's no way people. I don't know how many people saw Aladdin. Did it do good at the box office? I read it actually did do pretty good.
That doesn't surprise me, but I tweeted about it, and I said that I really enjoyed it despite it looking like garbage in the promotional campaign. And like a bunch of people tweeted at me saying that they loved it. They thought the same way.
Let's just get into Aladdin now. It was very, very fun. Will Smith stole the show as he was supposed to. I think that one thing that people miss when reviewing Aladdin is that it's about the genie. If you're looking into other stuff, and I saw Jeff Lowe, a few other people pointed this out, they were like, the movie wasn't great because the guy who played Aladdin
not that good.
Wasn't amazing.
No.
And like the Aladdin character wasn't that amazing. Newsflash, people.
He's not.
No one fucking cares about Aladdin. Nobody is going to Aladdin for Aladdin. Nobody cared about Aladdin in the first one. I've said on this podcast, I've been like, hey, Steve from Full House, Aladdin, and it's gone over your head because you didn't know, you didn't care. No one cares about Aladdin himself. It's 99% about the genie, maybe a little bit about Jasmine. Actually, I'll scale that back. It's like 85% about the genie, 10% about Jasmine, and where are we at? 97%?
Yes.
3% about Iago. One of my...
Who's Iago?
The parrot.
Okay. They went in on the parrot.
Skipped Iago being fun.
And this one? No,
Yeah.
he just recites things.
Yeah, Iago
Was he fun in the first one?
Iago was Gilbert Gottfried in the first one.
Oh, okay.
The movie was, nobody knew who anybody was except that they were like, yo, Robin Williams and Gilbert Gottfried went nuts. I read a thing that said when they made the second Aladdin, the one that went direct to video, was called Return of Jafar. The one thing they said, they were like, man, we're not going to spend a ton of money on this. I don't think they brought Robin Williams back for that one, although he was in the third one, which is dope. We should rewatch the third one and talk about that sometime. They were like, we got to get Gilbert Gottfried back. Got to get that guy back. So in the second one, I think the only one who's there, I don't know, maybe Steve from Full House was free, so he stayed in it. But they kept Iago, because Iago was great. Jafar and Iago were a real gruesome twosome in the first one, in the original one.
Who voiced Jafar in the first one?
I don't know. I want to say Jeremy Irons, but that's Scar.
That's Scar.
And so but I think that maybe they had like a villain deal with him.
Okay.
They were like, hey, we're going to put you in.
Well, I mean, I'll say this right now. Jafar in this one stunk. Lame as hell.
Jafar was lame, but I give him some makeup points because he was hot.
Was he though?
I didn't remember
don't think he
Jafar being a
was.
looker. Oh yeah, no, Jafar is, I don't know, hot, like handsome.
He wasn't the most handsome
If
guy
I'm
in that
at my
movie.
like Armenian bazaar and I see Jafar walk in, I'm like, ooh, who's he married to?
He had a neck beard going on.
Did he?
It was distracting.
I'll
He
tell
had
you,
bad hair and bad facial
the
hair.
Sultan looked like shit.
Well, he was old as hell, but he was like a cuddly grandpa.
Yeah,
I was a fan.
They
I was a
made
fan of
him-
that guy.
they.
He looked like somebody too, and I just couldn't put my finger on it. And he was like very intriguing to me.
Yeah, the Jafar Sultan dynamic maybe wasn't what it was in the first one.
He just didn't seem evil. He seemed lame
whole,
as shit.
casting his spell with the with his staff. That seemed, even though I've seen the Disney one and I know that it does that, I feel like they really kind of glossed over that just happens. That he's just walking around with a staff that transfixes people and hypnotizes them.
Yeah, well, I'm trying not to go out of order here in my takes, but they really gloss over the fact as well that like when Jafar gets his hands on the lamp, and like one of the rules of the lamp is that you can't wish for more wishes.
Yeah.
Jafar's like, oh, okay, well then just make me the most powerful sorcerer in the world, and then I can make my own fucking wishes.
Oh, you know what? That's pretty. Did he explain it that way?
No, but like
Yeah.
that's what happened. He like was able to do anything that he wanted because he was the most powerful person.
But the genie does say, like, hey, just a heads up, don't wish for power. It's going to end up being bad. He says it to Aladdin right off the bat. He says to
Right.
the man.
Right, but if Jafar didn't go over the top,
Yeah.
he basically gamed the system by earning himself more wishes by becoming a sorcerer.
Well, I think Jafar was probably the smartest guy there, right?
it's really not saying
Aladdin
much.
was right. Aladdin was street smart.
Well, you know, it was. I immediately came to this conclusion, but this movie was Aladdin's Creed instead of Assassin's Creed. He's just a guy that
I'll
fucking.
tell you, I don't know what that means.
the Assassin's Creed video game. It's
No.
just like somebody who like blends in and can do fucking cool parkour.
Oh,
That's
nice.
all Aladdin it was.
Oh, heavy parkour in this. People, you might be wondering, was this like a shot-for-shot remake? Did they steal anything, or not steal? But like, you know what I'm saying? Did they make it like line for line? The only thing that is exactly the same is the usage of the term street rat. They still say street rat a lot in this one. Just a lot of people calling Aladdin a street rat, and every time he gets called a street rat,
He addresses it.
he's like,
Street rat. Damn it.
I'm no street rat. They just think of me as some street rat. And then someone walks by, they're like, you're a fucking street rat. Fuck you, Aladdin.
Like in that town, everybody knows that calling Aladdin a street rat triggers him. So
Yeah,
that
right.
they're like, they discuss it amongst themselves. They're like, hey, make sure to call that guy a street rat because it will ruin his
They
fucking day.
really rattle him. If Will Smith came out of the lamp, it was like, what's up, street rat? What wishes do you want? Aladdin would have walked away from the genie, waiting to grant him his wishes 3, and been like, I'm no street rat. They called me a street rat again. And would have had some song. Speaking of songs, they didn't put too many extra songs in it, which was nice.
They didn't
I think there were a couple.
They
for
cut
the
Jafar's
musical.
song.
What was the Jafar song?
I don't know, but I saw that they cut the Jafar song, and I was like,
Is that
that's
what they were
probably
talking
because Jafar was lame as fuck.
Did they pull an Adam McKay and
They cut the
just
musical
pretend
number.
that there was a Jafar song that there probably wasn't?
Yep.
I don't know. I didn't hate Jafar as much as everybody else. I think that he wasn't threatening.
He wasn't
just like a
cool. He
handsome
wasn't
guy.
badass.
Yeah, I think that Jafar in the movie, I keep saying in the movie, they were both films, Dave. In the animated one.
Well, this one's a film. The animated one's a movie.
Nice, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the movie, Jafar is like 31 feet tall, really skinny. He's like Dougie Hamilton.
Oh, really?
In I don't know. I feel like they make him like a tall man. He's got his face. Man, his face goes.
Gaunt?
It's long.
Okay.
It is. Again, I'll say Dougie Hamilton. They compared him to Beaker. He had a face like Beaker. Just
Okay.
like a really stretched out face. In this one, I don't know,
Round.
maybe they couldn't find someone
Pretty round.
with that sort of malformation. But yeah, I think that guy was handsome, so I at least give him some makeup points.
I had him as just meh.
Scar?
No, Aladdin.
Not Scar.
But both
I
of
keep
them.
saying- Aladdin was fine, but you're missing the point if you're dwelling on Aladdin.
No, I'm
When
just
did
saying
anybody-
looks-wise. Like,
Oh,
he was just a meh for me. I mean, he was handsome, but nothing out of this world.
He was
I think
okay.
I said it from the beginning. The fact that I didn't like that they gave him a shirt.
Oh,
Make him shirtless with the vest.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. Yeah, the vest. They went away from the vest look. Did they also didn't have that little cup hat thing
Nope.
on his head.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, they devoted all of their looker attributes to Jasmine.
Oh man, she was stunning.
Jasmine is the new young Donna.
Yes, there's so many comparisons between Mamma Mia 2 and Aladdin, and my obsession with Lily James has now become my obsession with Naomi Scott.
Naomi Scott, who we both agreed before this, absolutely sounds like the name of somebody who was already famous,
Yep.
who we already knew about. And when I saw the credits, I was like, man, who is this new queen that we're about to stand? And it said Naomi Scott, and I was like, oh, it's Naomi Scott.
Yeah,
and then I looked it up,
even
and I was
when
like,
they
she's
did
in Power Rangers. I don't know who this person is.
Even when they did the pre-movie intros and like the credits and stuff at the beginning, I was like, oh, Naomi Scott's in this? Turns out, didn't know who the fuck that was.
Yeah, and when I read about it, Jeff Lowe's review of it, he was like, Naomi Scott, like the very like underrated, underappreciated. I was like, man, when I saw that name, I thought that was
Right.
somebody I've known for years.
I swear that I think every person named Naomi is the same, and they are all famous.
Good chance
because,
if you name if it's Naomi.
right? How many non-famous Naomis do you know?
I'll tell this: if you do Naomi, you've got to make it a one-syllable last name.
Yep.
And that is going to like if your name is like you can do two, I guess. If there's like Naomi Walker, that sounds famous.
Yep.
But if you're like Naomi,
Actually, I think
Scott.
Naomi, like every last name works. Honestly,
Naomi Casablancas.
absolutely famous.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, is she married to Julian Casablancas?"
Yes.
It was like Naomi Jeff.
Yep.
Naomi Jeff sounds like a rapper who's a man named Jeff, and he just went with like Naomi as like an adjective.
I can't wait for Jeff Israel to change his Twitter display name to Naomi Jeff.
Naomi Jeff. Shouts out Jeff Israel. Got quote tweeted by Rich Peverly today.
Very happy for him.
Big moment for him.
One of the earliest takeaways before I even saw Aladdin was that the runtime was way too fucking long. You told me to see it. I booked my ticket and saw 2 hours and 10 minutes or 2 hours and 9 minutes, whatever it was. And I was like, absolutely fucking not. There is no way that a Disney movie or a kids movie should exceed 2 hours. And I'm sticking by that. I don't stick by that. I go back on it because there
want to
was
spend more time watching
yeah,
Aladdin.
exactly. And it never felt too long, honestly.
Right. And I mean, I'll tell you, I utilized the Run P app, stretched my legs, filled up my my water during the scene where he comes in as Prince Ali. By the way, Run P said, or Run, is that what it's called? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the P times was it was like when they begin to enter Agrabah when
As Prince Ali?
as Prince Ali.
So, like, the
And I was
biggest
like, so
fucking
you're gonna
number.
miss Prince Ali.
The biggest fucking number, basically, of that entire
Right.
movie.
And I think the description is like, oh, they just sing a song.
What? I mean,
So it
yes,
makes me not.
but also, what the fuck are you going to see Aladdin for if you're not going to see Prince Ali?
That scene was the real coming out party for Will Smith. That's where Will Smith made his stamp on this movie. Who directed it?
Guy Ritchie?
Guy Ritchie, right. Where the whole team really made their statement that Will Smith is going to be the genie as Will Smith.
Right, in his own way.
We're not
yeah.
going to, like, we are going to let him do his thing, or we're going to write it around Will Smith. He was so good as I loved Will Smith as the genie. And I think
That's the only way that you can be successful in that role. Like, you cannot try to replicate what Robin Williams did.
Right.
Yeah, everybody will just fucking criticize you
Exactly.
and drag you. I thought that it brought a new, fun twist.
totally, and that is, I mean, that is a tough that's such a tough bar to try to reach. And like, no, I will not come away from this saying I liked Will Smith's genie better than, but they were
it's
different
tough,
enough.
Right. One, it's tough because Robin Williams was great as the fucking genie, and number two is he's dead. Like that for sure ramps up the pressure to put on Will Smith for some reason. For whatever reason, I don't know. Like, I feel like people think that it fucking sullies whatever Robin Williams did, and like he can't answer to it or something. Like, but it definitely ramped up the pressure.
Oh, for sure. But he made it. I would say he made it his own, but it was still the genie. I don't know how to explain it. It was rooted in
the same sort of qualities that made the genie like a beloved character.
Exactly. And whereas Robin Williams made it super eccentric, he made it cool.
It Robin Williams, and Will Smith made it Will Smith.
Right. Exactly. It was like a bit sing-songy. More so than like Robin Williams sang and did his like big thing, and Will Smith did like the more kind of in West Philadelphia sort of thing.
Robin Williams, as he does, like went like over the top, like huge chest sort of like performance, and Will Smith brought just like a little bit more swag.
Right, I'm very, very happy that they did not set up Will Smith.
And I'll tell you, I saw the Prince Ali number, or at least part of it, before going into the movie. Just like out of context, it was like, here's the big Prince Ali number, and I watched it and I was like, oh man, this is like tough to watch. But I like, honestly, if you watch any musical number from a musical out of context, it's gonna seem a lot worse. Like, I've watched ones from Mamma Mia beforehand, and it's just like, none of those people are really that great at singing, and it's just like you're not invested in it.
That's the best part about Mamma Mia.
That they kind of suck.
Julie Walters, like who's buying that album?
Right, Pierce Brosnan just absolutely dragging himself, falling down the stairs trying to do musical numbers. It's a lot more enjoyable than I expected it to be.
Yeah,
and I will say too that I didn't know what the fuck was going on with Will Smith's genie in terms of like, he's blue sometimes,
color, right.
He's not blue sometimes, but it makes perfect sense in the movie.
So refresh my memory. What happened with the rollout that got everybody so mad? They showed Will Smith was not blue on the cover of a magazine?
Yeah, they did, I don't know if it was
Entertainment
Weekly or one of those things. He was not blue, and people were like, what the hell is going on? Why isn't he blue? Is he not going to be blue in this movie? And Will Smith said, don't worry, I'm going to be blue. And so people were like, okay, so they just haven't done that wasn't just like a CGI cover or something. Then they put out the trailer, and they give you a first look at Will Smith, and he looked fucking terrible, or like really jarring in the first trailer. I don't know if they fixed it, but I definitely wasn't as distracted by how weird it was.
0% distracted by this.
So I don't know if it was because like I was used to it, or if it was better. I'm not totally sure. But they came out, they did the trailer, he was blue, and everybody made fun of him for being blue. And then like after that, they were like, well, he's not going to be blue all the time. And so people were just very, very confused.
I'm wondering if the shot of him on the magazine cover was just him once he's freed.
Basically. Or just when he's disguising himself.
Freed, he's just a guy. And there aren't blue guys in this
Well,
world.
I think it was more just like him when he was disguising himself as a human.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. It could have been that.
I wonder though if maybe they did edits or like sort of switched up the story to like make him not blue all the time.
What did you think of the CGI situation? I was not at all distracted.
I wasn't distracted by anything.
Yeah, I was, and that's again fun, enjoyable. Just sit back, be a dope, and let all of the loveliness hit you.
Right. It certainly wasn't a perfect movie, but nothing happened that was like bad enough to take me out of it.
Right, where you're thinking like, oh, like, come on, Guy Ritchie, get real. Here's a question I have. So they sing A Whole New World, they ride way out on the magic carpet, and then at the end, he says...
By the way, they didn't really do anything cool. Like, they didn't go anywhere cool. He was like, I'll show you a whole new world, but none of it is as interesting as the place that you live.
And after, when they get back, she was like, man, you just showed me parts of Agrabah I've never seen before. It's like, so you just like rode around town?
You're right.
You just want like.
I will say she falls for him pretty quickly without him actually doing anything.
Yeah.
I was like, you're way too easy to win over for like a really, really hot princess.
She's used to hanging out with Nassim Pedrad's character,
True.
who is awesome.
She is awesome and like the dumbest person ever.
I want if they make a sequel to this one that goes straight to video instead of only paying to bring back Iago, just like bring back Nassim Pedrad.
They should call it the Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, she was great. She had I don't even know if she had a chemistry with Will Smith. But I just love that storyline.
Same. And also in this movie is Billy Magnuson, who plays the dumbest person ever, as he often does.
Who's Billy Magnuson?
The guy who plays the first prince who tries to court her.
Oh, yes. That poor guy. I thought that. I was like, man.
He's typecast as to being like an absolute fucking idiot all the time.
Is he Swedish?
His name is Billy, and his name is Magnuson, so probably.
Oh, okay.
And he's blonde.
So, yeah, I mean, his name is William Magnuson.
Right,
So that
yes.
is as...
he looks Swedish, and he's very, very handsome, and he's also a very good actor and very funny. So I hope...
So what else is he
He's
in?
literally in everything.
Is he in Pitch Perfect 2? Is he one of those guys?
I don't think so.
But
look up Billy Magnuson's IMDb profile. You will be stunned by how many things he's in.
So...
He's in Ingrid Goes West. He plays the psycho brother.
Oh, really? That's him?
Yeah.
Wow, that guy is a psycho. So maybe he's American.
Sure.
Who knows? So they do a whole new world. They ride way out enough to sing a whole song. Like, so we're talking depending on if it's like a Carly Rae Jepsen Get In, Get Out, or if it's like an epic. It's probably like 2 to 3 minutes, right? They do a whole new world. They get to the end, and they're like looking at each other, and Aladdin says, we should probably go back. What are they doing on that? What's that 3-minute ride back like? They skip over that, and I was immediately fascinated by it. You sang and did this super cool thing the whole time, and then on the way back, it's like, all right.
Had to be like 3 minutes of silence, just being
right.
Fuck,
it's like
shit.
Like, so,
she's gonna invite me in.
Do you want gum? I have some gum.
What about a
Do you think
mint?
we're gonna need
Do you need a
gum?
mint?
We gonna need gum here? By the way, this is us giving dating advice, everybody. This is so end of a date, just get quiet for a second, then loudly ask about gum, a la Chandler Bing and Michelle Goodacre, except there is no kiss and play with Michelle Goodacre and Chandler Bing. Of course, she was offering it to him, and he turned it down because it wasn't sugarless.
Also, if we're making Friends connections, both two characters in that show have a pet monkey. Aladdin has a pet monkey.
That's right. As does Ross.
The monkey was cool.
Yeah, Abu is cool. Again, I'm disappointed that Iago was just. I mean, they did try to make him something, but it
wasn't cool.
Yeah,
like, he was just an extension of Jafar, who was lame as shit.
Yeah, I needed better bad guys.
He didn't even have a cool voice. I mean, you're never gonna match Gilbert Gottfried in how weird he is, but like didn't have a cool voice.
Yeah, the Cave of Wonder scene. Cool. I'm trying to see if I have any other notes on this.
But like going back to Will Smith, it's the movie to prove your point that like Aladdin is about the genie.
Yeah.
The movie exponentially picks up as soon as Will Smith shows up.
Yeah.
Like it becomes his first scene was awesome in the Cave of Wonder is what it's called.
Cave of Wonders.
Yeah.
That
scene, like his introduction scene is awesome. And just like at that point it was when I really, really realized that I'm in on this.
Yeah. Were you wondering if he was, no pun intended, if he was going to, do you remember what Robin Williams' first line is?
No.
He gets out of the lamp and he's like, he lets out like a big yell and he's like, 10,000 years in the Cave of Wonders will give you such a crick in the neck. And he fixes his neck. I was wondering if Will Smith was going to say that. And he didn't.
No, he did.
Nice.
He stretched, though. He did Downward Dog.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Will Smith, very good in this movie. Really good. I'm going to continue to see it. I got to shout out movies because I saw 3 movies in theaters within a week span, all of which were really good that I wanted to see and that I liked. Actually, you know what? I'll take this back. I didn't necessarily want to see Aladdin.
I definitely didn't want to see Aladdin.
The rollout was so bad.
One of the worst promotional campaigns that I've ever seen in my life.
And enough people said, this is going to be a disaster, that I was like, all right, they can't all be wrong. Guess who was all wrong? Them.
Everyone, yeah. But I mean, to a certain extent, like, people didn't dig in, because I've seen people write that it's a good movie. One of the guys I trust, I think we talked about it like a week or two ago, Vince Mancini was like, yeah, this is a really fun spectacle. And he also, I mean, he wrote too that it was like it had certain woke elements to it that like it goes into politics a little bit. And
I mean, the scene where Aladdin first meets where Aladdin first comes in after being introduced as Prince Ali, and he's there to meet Jasmine because he's a prince.
Right.
And
I mean, it's all class politics.
Right. He is just stupidly problematic and a real dummy, really tripping over himself.
Right.
He's what does he say? He's like,
I want to.
They're like, are you
buy
here
you
to buy something? And he's
hilarious
like, yes.
scene, by the way.
And she's like, well, what? And he's like, you?
That scene was fucking unbelievable
because he's so nervous and saying all the wrong things, tripping over his words.
It's insanely
and the genie
problematic.
Is there the whole time,
right.
Being like just calling out every single one, like, yikes, no, we don't say that.
Right? Yeah. I mean, if we were doing like our Oscar movie reviews where we discuss is it problematic, this would get a 2 out of 2 or whatever the full score is, because it is definitely problematic, but in the way that you want it to be problematic, and they explicitly address that it is problematic.
Right, where you're making fun of the problematic person. It's like, hey, what is the worst possible thing someone can do in this setting? Right. What should somebody not do? They do that, and then you've got somebody basically like the mirror of you, or like the Greek chorus being like, this is problematic. Right. You are not supposed to go up to a woman and say like, hi, here to buy you, please.
Hello, hot lady, please let me buy you.
Problematic on the Sultan that Jasmine and Nassim Pedrad are like, all right, yikes, this party sucks, we're getting out of here. She leaves, and the Sultan says, don't worry.
You'll have another chance.
You'll have another chance. You want to come to dinner tonight? You seem rich.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember the first Aladdin, but does Jasmine become the Sultan at the end?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
Because she had like a real like empowering finale to this movie. So,
yes,
like,
they make her the Sultan, which you're wondering, hey, like, is she interested in leading? Is she like with any time in a movie where like they make the like the dumbass prince becomes the king, and everyone's like, oh, this guy's just been riding dad's coattails, doesn't know anything here. The good thing in this case was you didn't need to wonder, like, does she even want to lead? Because everyone else is so inept that you're like, might as well.
She has to lead.
Might as well like try a random person. And this seems like one of the smarter people we've seen in this movie. Yeah. So like it's either her or I don't know, like Abu's pretty crafty that compared to the rest of
everybody in this movie is so dumb,
except for Jasmine and the street smarts of Aladdin. But yeah, I mean, Aladdin does not have game. I think that Will Smith, the genie, actually says that to him.
It's like, have you ever spoken to a woman before?
You're right. He's an absolute train wreck. But fun movie. Go see it. I'm going to see it again.
Absolutely. Let's talk about more movies, but let's do a thing first. Hey, if you want to see the world like Aladdin, well, then you should probably get some away travel luggage, because it's great luggage and it's designed by people who know what they're doing. They use high-quality materials.
Couldn't be me.
While offering lower prices compared to other brands, and they cut out the middlemen, and that helps sell directly to you. You can choose from 9 colors and 4 sizes. There's the carry-on, the bigger carry-on, the medium, or the large. So I don't think I need to explain what those are. And there are key design features. All suitcases are made with premium German polycarbonate unrivaled in strength and impact resistant. They're also lightweight. The interior features a patent-pending compression system, which is helpful for overpackers like me. I love to overpack.
Hell yeah. If you don't overpack, you don't know what
Yeah,
you're
you're
doing.
crazy. 4 360-degree spinner wheels that guarantee a smooth ride no matter what direction you're going. TSA-approved combination lock built into the top of the bag to prevent theft. There's also a removable, washable laundry bag that helps keep dirty clothes separate from clean, which is a classic problem when you are traveling. Both sizes of the carry-on are able to charge all cell phones, tablets, e-readers, and anything else that's powered by a USB cord. There's a single charge of the Away carry-on charger thing will charge your iPhone 5 times. It also comes with a lifetime warranty. If anything breaks, they'll fix it for you or replace it for you for life. You can get a 100-day trial with the Away suitcases as well. You live with it, vibe with it, travel with it, Instagram it. Do whatever you want with it. If at any point you decide it's not for you, return it for a full refund, no questions asked. Free shipping on any Away order within the lower 48 states. Carry-on sizes that are compliant with all U.S. major airlines while maximizing the amount you can pack. So, if you want to get an Away suitcase, which you should because they're amazing. They sent me one. I love it. I haven't used it yet, but it's very, very cool, and I'm very excited to use it.
Nice. They didn't send me one yet.
I know, and you have asked.
There's some confusion there. They're like, hey, we sent you guys.
This is not one of those circumstances where I
you just
hogged
took it.
something.
Yeah.
You were included on the email. You asked for one. You put in your order. You got... Actually, I don't even think you put in your order. You were like, hey, I'd like one. And they were like, cool, man.
Rad. They're like,
and that was it.
Yeah.
They're like, we're sending it to this guy and not you.
I've got a trip coming up in a couple weeks, so I'm going to try to... Actually, I'm traveling
Circle
quite
back.
a bit. I'm going to circle back, see if they can get me that. I've always got the Efron bag, but Away makes such great stuff that I would like to have that.
So if you want to get your Away suitcase, you can go to awaytravel.com/brunch, and then you have to use promo code brunch during checkout, and that gets you $20 off your order. So again, to awaytravel.com/brunch, code brunch at checkout, $20 off your Away suitcase. It's a very, very cool product. Go out and get one.
Neato mosquito. Very glad to have seen 3 good movies in the theater in a week. I don't know when the last time I had even been to the movies was prior to John Wick 3. Yeah, so the 3 movies, John Wick, Chapter 3, Booksmart, Chapter 1, Aladdin, Chapter 1.
No, Chapter 2.
Second edition.
Chapter read.
No, it's not. No,
redo.
Chapter 2 is The Return of Jafar.
That's true.
It'd be Chapter 1, second edition or something like that.
It would be
Reissue?
Yes, it would be Aladdin Patch 2.
Yes. Oh, is that a video game thing?
It's it's a computer thing. Where it's like you release a patch and it fixes things.
Neat.
So,
we will talk.
I saw 3 movies too.
What'd you see?
I saw John Wick, Aladdin, and I saw Detective Pikachu.
Oh yeah, that was
I'll tell you what it wasn't
what
for me.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't for me.
I guess what you were saying, that was an interesting allocation of time that it came down to the night before you had to choose between Booksmart and Aladdin because you had used your other movie watching time on Detective Pikachu.
Well, I was going to go see Booksmart. The time slots didn't work out, so I ended up going to see Detective Pikachu. It was cute and like there were redeeming qualities about it, but overall, I was a little disappointed. I love Pokemon, and I love Ryan Reynolds, and I thought it was like a somewhat cool premise. It just didn't deliver for me. It didn't hit the right notes.
Seemed stupid.
That's
what I'm saying.
That's right down the pipe. It was very fucking stupid.
Well, there's actually more where that came from, not in stupidity, but in movies. But this is another big week. We've got Rocket Man coming out Friday, and you told me Ma comes out Friday.
Yep. Well, I'm very personally invested. Well, this podcast is very personally invested in Ma.
Am I making up that Linda Cardellini's also in it, or she's in it?
She's not in it. I don't think she was in the other scary movie.
Oh wait, which one is she in?
The Curse of La Llorona, I think it was. We didn't see that.
Maybe I'll see that.
Speaking of Linda Cardellini, did you watch?
Still haven't watched Dead to Me. Everyone has given it fantastic reviews.
It's very good.
I I was doing some Netflixing the other day, and instead of watching Dead to Me, I watched Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Nice, man. Just a real... I can see how you made that mix up.
I don't know why I wanted to check in and be like, how
Watching
stupid
Dead to Me,
it
and
was.
I don't know about this.
No, like, I just want to know, like, how stupid was Austin Powers? Like, when you check in with, like, Adam Sandler movies that we saw when we were kids, and you see him now, you're like, man, that's some stupid-ass shit that I was laughing at. Austin Powers is so stupid.
Yeah, but that's the fucking point.
Yeah, like, it wasn't terrible rewatching it. I'll tell you what character just is the worst. If they got rid of this character, the second Austin Powers, I would say, great movie, I'll watch it all day.
Who?
Fat bastard.
Well, yeah, I mean...
What a
Well, in especially in like a Austin Powers universe where they have so many characters that are just like, just hit it right on the nose, unbelievable performances and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like, nah, I didn't need that.
I'll tell you this.
He's one trick pony.
Right, total one-trick pony. Like, once he's made the first joke,
But
once
also
you've heard one fat bastard joke, you've heard them all.
Right, that's so true. But also in the Austin Powers universe, where like everything is so fucking stupid, and like the time that it came out, which is what, early 2000s,
yeah,
like super problematic, just like super fucking dumb, like so much dumb shit.
I was taken aback by. I think there was one. I saw one white person in the second Austin Powers, and it was during the scene where they see the missile or whatever it is. It looks like a penis.
Yeah,
and they're like, "Hey, that looks like a Johnson. Get back over here. Yeah. Do you see this like Wang?" And it's there's a pilot. It's Champ Kind, aka Todd Packer.
Yep.
Is flying, sees it. And he calls to the other guy that's flying, and it's a black guy. Okay. That's the only black guy I saw.
You said the only white guy the first time around. I was like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I'm thinking,
like,
did you watch the right movie?
Mike Myers played most of them, but it was they were mainly played by one white guy. Yeah, there was only one black guy that I saw the entire movie.
Interesting.
The other big takeaway, that movie could have been called "Check Out How Hot Heather Graham Is." They took every opportunity to be like, yo, you know which hot person we've got in this movie? Heather Graham.
Same exact thing could be said for the first one with...
I got to rewatch it to see if they were like that with Elizabeth Hurley.
Yeah, they for sure were.
I'll tell you, I love Heather Graham.
She's great.
Yeah, she's gorgeous, awesome, funny in that movie, as funny as somebody can be in that stupid movie. Overall,
it's hilarious to go back and think that they got Beyonce for the third one. Just a person who at this point in time, and probably at any point in time, was way over the pay grade of Austin fucking Powers.
Yeah, I mean, was that her acting debut?
I don't know if it was her debut, but that was like probably her coming out party.
I'm forgetting the hip opera she was in, but I think that was just like on MTV or something. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if my next move is to watch Dead to Me, which I probably should watch, or to go to watch the first Austin Powers. I'll tell you though, it's been a weird couple. I spread it out. I spread out Austin Powers over 2 nights, like while falling asleep.
I will say there's like almost 1,000% chance that we're getting another Austin Powers movie at some point in the future.
Because they threw it on Netflix, all of it?
Probably, and also because it's been rumored for fucking forever, and it doesn't seem like what's his name? I'm blanking on his name.
Mike Myers?
Mike Myers is like up to better things. He was just starting Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, he was very, very good in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Fuck off.
As sweaty Jeff Lynne Pigman. But yeah, like
it's going to be terrible too, because it's just we're too far detached from the franchise. But
everything now is like another sequel or a reboot. That's what every movie is right now. It's what makes me appreciate John Wick so much, even though I guess they're continuing to make sequels to that. But it's not like 15 years later, let's make another John Wick movie.
Let's
John
just
Wick
churn
is just
those
like
babies out.
doing its own thing. I don't know. I'm pretty glad though. Movies are happening again.
Hell yeah.
Movies are back.
I'm excited to see Rocket Man. I think it's going to be very interesting, if for better or for worse.
Exactly.
I'm excited to see Ma. That's for sure going to be interesting. Probably for worse, but I'm very excited to talk about it. But the third one, Godzilla, the early reviews coming up for Godzilla, and our guy Randy's in it, but he may not want to admit it because it is getting fucking crushed.
Man, that stinks. I will categorize myself as not the target audience for a movie like
Same.
Godzilla.
Yeah, I was never excited for it.
I
was only
care.
excited for the cast.
Right. I mean, but I don't care about superheroes, monsters, anything like that. Although, Monsters vs. Aliens, if you haven't seen it. Did you ever see that movie?
I don't think so.
So good. Monsters vs. Aliens, Reese Witherspoon, Will Arnett, Seth Rogen. Great movie. Check that out. But yeah, I don't care about monster things unless like The Rock is in it.
Right, and none of because then it's just like a fun dumbass movie.
Right,
that,
then
like,
at least you know what it's going to be because The Rock's in it.
Yeah, exactly. I was never excited for Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
I was. Randy.
Well, yeah, I mean outside
Randy's
of the
starring in a
cast.
monster movie.
Yeah, and also so is sweaty Kyle Chandler and Millie Bobby Brown and O'Shea Jackson Jr. and Thomas Middleditch. Like, how the fuck can you not get up for a cast like that?
They showed that trailer.
None of the trailer. I was like, ooh, that looks cool as shit. It's just like monster porn.
I think it was before Aladdin they showed that trailer, which I wonder if should you be showing monster stuff before a kids movie? Anyway,
that's and not to go back to Aladdin, but like, is it a kids movie? It is like in certain ways.
It's for everyone.
It's for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. It's for everyone.
But yeah, when they showed that trailer, I was like, man, we probably caught this at the time, but that is the sweatiest Kyle Chandler's ever been.
Yes.
So sweaty.
It's the trailer just like it does not.
It's very dark.
It's very dark,
like,
very rainy.
Can we play with the tint or the brightness?
Raining
sharpness?
all the time. People are only talking about like we gotta set him free.
And I did see that was one of the reviews. I haven't read any reviews, but like one of the headlines was like, that's it, the whole movie. Like, it is like that, like dark where you're trying. Didn't that happen with Game of Thrones? People were mad.
Yeah, the big battle, and you can't see it, too dark. Yeah, I saw a guy that I trust, Mike Ryan for Uprocks, was. I mean, he had like the most scathing headline that I've seen in a long time when talking about that movie. I'll bring it up. It's really bad. It says, "Oh God, I really, all caps, really disliked Godzilla King of the Monsters. 2+ hours of an incoherent plot and dark, rainy CGI where the action is incomprehensible." Atrocious. Oh. And then in parentheses, for the record, I liked Godzilla 1 and Kong Skull Island.
So it sounds like this movie is like above water the Meg. Did you see the Meg?
Yes, I did. But like even the Meg was silly and dumb as shit, and like they advertise it as such. So you can go into the Meg being like, all right, I'm about to watch a patently absurd shark movie with Jason Statham.
Right.
Cool, I'm in.
I forgot that Jason Statham was in that until you just said that.
Right, so like the Godzilla has an unbelievable cast, so like that sets the bar a little higher, and also it's self-serious, so that sets the bar even higher. And it just seems like it's if Aladdin is a movie that's for everyone, that headline makes it sound like Godzilla is a movie for no one.
I can't lower my expectations though. It's a Randy movie. He's never steered me wrong. The one where they
I do like the idea of being able to hold a terrible movie above Randy's head though, because like everything that Randy's been in has been pretty good.
Right. Just be like, hey, nice choice with that blockbuster, Randy.
Right? Like, remember when Randy was going in on the Snowman?
Yeah.
Now we can be like, well, you're one to fucking talk. You were in Godzilla.
See, that's why I don't think I'm going to come away from it. I know myself. I'm going to come away from it not hating
like
it as much as everybody else. I'm not going to love it or anything, because if so, then I'm like the opposite of a person who likes monster movies, because then I'll seemingly be the only one that likes the monster movie that people disliked, and I'll be the one that when people love a monster movie, I'm like, I don't know. I'll tell you. But in the meantime, we've got a more important monster movie. The monster that is Ma. Double feature coming Friday. Rocket Man, Ma. Can't wait.